Hi everyone, my name is Rafiat and you're welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make peanut burger, also known as coated peanuts. So let's get right into it. So we're going to be starting off with some raw peanuts, what is also known as groundnuts, and I'm going to be using 3 cups for this recipe. One important thing when making your own peanut burger is that you should always salt the groundnut, salt the peanuts, because most of the time these peanuts they come with stone. Some of them are bad. You see stand, you can see hair strands, you see all sorts of things. So it's extremely important that you salt the peanuts, and it's not cool when you're making when you're done making the peanut burger and then you're enjoying your peanut burger, and amongst them you start seeing that some of the peanuts are bad, some you've covered some contain you've coated stone thinking you've coated peanuts. It's not cool at all. So always make sure you sort your peanuts so that you get rid of the bad ones, okay? And once you're done thoroughly sorting the peanuts, go ahead and transfer them into a bowl. So we're moving on, and the next step is to add some salt. I'm using half tablespoon of salt. After adding the salt, go ahead and add some hot water. This is like a process of blanching the peanuts, and this step is also very important. You are to allow this to sit in the hot water for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, go ahead and pass this through a sieve so that you can get rid of the water. What soaking the peanuts does is that it's going to help get rid of that bitter taste that you get when you eat peanuts with the bark. So it's also very important that you do this blanching process. It's also going to help the peanuts a little more edible and tender, and it's also going to help the salt properly penetrate into the peanuts, the salt we added earlier, and it's also going to make your peanuts squeaky clean, since we are not going to be getting rid of the shaft of the peanuts. So now, after transferring the peanuts to a tray, go ahead and set the peanuts aside to dry thoroughly. You can sun dry the peanuts or you can use an oven to dry it. It's fine. To make the dry ingredients, add 1 cup of flour into a bowl, followed by some milk. I'm using 2 tablespoons of milk and a pinch of salt. Mix this all together and that's it. We have our dry ingredients. For the wet ingredients, I'm using 2 eggs, about 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a tiny bit of coconut flavor which is optional, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Peanuts doesn't actually require so much sugar, so I'm not going to add so much of sugar. Mix this thoroughly because it has to be well combined. So once you're done mixing this, go ahead and assemble everything together so that we can get into the coating process. And of course, now we have our dry ingredients, our wet ingredients, and our properly dried peanuts. So this process of coating the peanuts is one that should be done thoroughly, okay? And all you have to do is add some of the wet ingredients, that's the egg mixture, into the peanuts and shake them such a way that you try as much as possible to get the wet ingredients all over the peanuts. And after that, go ahead and sprinkle some flour into the peanuts. Again, lift the bowl and shake so that the dry ingredients can get to all the peanuts. The process of coating the peanuts should be done repeatedly, and another very important thing is that this depends on choice. If you like your peanuts really crunchy and you like the outer covering to be thick, you have to do this repeatedly as much as you can, okay? But if you like your peanuts the regular way peanuts are, not too coated, not too thick, then you should do this, let's say, about 6 to 8 times. But if you want it very coated, like I said earlier, you can do this up to 10, 11, 12 times. So it's a matter of choice. The more you coat the peanuts, the more the outer covering is thick you get, okay? So once you're done with this process, another important step is to separate the peanuts. This is also very important so that you don't have the peanuts being stuck up together. So once you're done coating the peanuts thoroughly, another step is to pass the peanuts through a sieve. What this does is that it's going to help get rid of all the all-purpose flour, the extra all-purpose flour gotten from coating the peanuts. So this is an important step as well. So if you like the medium range of coating, this is how your peanuts should be. But if you like it thicker, like I said earlier, keep coating until you get the desired level of thickness. To fry the peanuts, go ahead and heat some vegetable oil and add a slice of onions. This is totally optional, but it helps flavor the oil. Also, note that you can bake peanuts as well. If you're baking, simply bake for about 60 minutes at about 100 and let's say 110 to about 130 degrees, and you get perfect peanuts. That's if you're baking. But I'm going to be frying this one, so let's go ahead and do that. So now all we are doing is to fry the peanuts, and one very important thing is make sure the vegetable oil is not too hot. At the same time, it shouldn't the temperature shouldn't be so low that the peanuts start to suck up oil. So make sure it's just slightly hot so that once you add the peanuts, they start to do the whole sizzle thing. Another important thing to note is that you should stir continuously. Peanuts isn't something you fry and just put dip them in the vegetable oil and then you let them be. No, you should actually stir continuously. You can leave them at intervals, but the ideal thing is to stir continuously so that they get evenly browned and evenly done and all of that. So another thing is that you should fry in batches until you've exhausted all the peanuts, and that's it. It's really easy to make and super yummy as well. After frying the peanuts, make sure you allow them cool completely, like totally cool completely, okay? Before digging in, before trying to enjoy the peanuts, and before transferring them into mason jars like this one. I usually store mine in mason jars for, future munching. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to go through my channel. Bye, and I will see you in my next one.